Okay, good morning. Welcome to
Family Math number 47.
Family Math number 47. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Jupiter, which we've talked about before in Family Math, but it's kind of fun to talk about Jupiter. We went to a talk last night, and in the talk, they said that the distance across Jupiter is about 11 times the distance across Earth. So if I have a little Earth like this, and the distance across Earth is about the distance across Jupiter is about 11 times the distance across Earth. And we have a little model of Jupiter. Can you put Jupiter on, please? Okay, so there's our Jupiter model, and then where's our Earth model? So this is fairly close to being right. Here, hold that like that. Wait a minute, that's not Jupiter. Jupiter has a big red spot. Oh, you tricked me. Okay, Jupiter has a big red spot. All right, great. So, but then what they said is that about 1,300 Earths could fit inside of Jupiter. The volume of Jupiter is about 1,300 Earths. And now, that's kind of surprising, isn't it? Okay, let's take the Earth away, take Jupiter away. So I want to explain why that's true. If it's 11 times as much across, why does that mean the volume is 1,300 times bigger? That's a lot bigger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if we can understand that. And we're going to pretend the Earth, instead of being a sphere, is just a
block,
a cube. Okay?
Ah.
Okay, so the Earth is just a 1 by 1 by 1 cube. And how many blocks does that take?
1 block.
It takes 1 block. Okay, now I'm going to make a cube that's 2 by 2 by 2. Actually, can you help me with that, please? Both of you? Okay, so there's 2 by 2. Too high, too long, and now too high, too long, and too wide. Hopefully that shows up on camera. Too high, too long, too wide. So this is a nice thing you can do with Duplo blocks. Now, how many blocks are in this cube? Can you tell me?
Well, there's 4 on this side.
Yeah?
So there must be 4 on this side, so that there's 8 in total.
There's 8 in total. Okay, great. So a 2 by 2 by 2 cube has 8 blocks. So even though it's twice as far across, but it takes 8 cubes. So remember, Jupiter was 11 Earths across, but it would take 1,300, about 1,300 Earths to fill it up.
Whoa.
Okay, but here we have something that's twice as big across and tall and wide, and it takes 8 of them. So that's kind of surprising, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's see if we had a 3 by 3 by 3 cube, and rather than trying to build that, we have this 3 by 3 by 3 cube here, just sitting around, doing nothing, right?
Yep.
So how many little cubes make up this 3 by 3 by 3 cube? How would you count them?
Well, it's 3 times 3 times 3, which is...
How did you figure that out, that it was 3 times 3 times 3?
Well, it's 3 long, 3 high, and 3 wide.
Okay. So what we get is on the top we have a square, right?
Yep.
A 3 by 3 square. So how many blocks does it take to make that 3 by 3 square?
It takes 9 blocks.
9 blocks, and then there's 3 of them stacked on top of each other, right? So a 3 by 3 by 3 cube, oh, sorry, got marker all over myself. 3 by 3 by 3 cube takes how many cubes?
27.
27. So even though this one, now these aren't to the right scale, right?
Yeah.
Even though this one is 3 times as long, 3 times as tall, 3 times as wide, it has 27 cubes. So that's interesting. So we got to figure out, to make the analogy, we got to get up to 11 times 11 times 11. But let's do a few more. How many blocks are there in a 4 by 4 by 4 cube, if we made that?
64.
Okay, how did you figure that out?
Well, 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64.
Okay, now you're going to do the next one. 5 by 5 by 5 cube. Do you know what 5 times 5 is?
25.
25. And now we have to do 25 times 5.
That's 125.
Okay, how did you figure that out?
Because 25 times 4 is 100, and then you just add 25.
Very good. That's 125. Okay, so we're on our way to making an 11 by 11 by 11 cube. What would come next?
6 by 6 by 6.
Okay.
Just 216.
Okay, 6 by 6 by 6. 16. You know what 7 times 7 times 7 is?
7 times 7 is 49.
Right, 49. And 49 times 7 is?
43.
343. Very good. 8 times 8 times 8?
8 times 8 is 256.
256. Do you think 8 times 8 times 8 is smaller than 7 times 7 times
No.
7?
It's 512.
512. Ooh, now for a tricky one. 9 times 9 times 9.
It's 81 times 9.
81 times 9.
It's going to end in a 9.
It's going to end in a 9.
729.
729. Very good. Okay, now you're going to do this one. 10 times 10 times 10. So what does 10 times 10 equal?
100.
And what is 100 times 10?
1,000.
1,000. Whoa. Okay, so we're almost up to the size of Jupiter.
Whoa.
Are you ready? We got to do 11 times 11 times 11. Okay. Let's actually work this out. First of all, does anyone know what 11 times 11 equals?
121.
121. And now we have to do 121 times 11.
Well,
And the way we can do that is we can do 121 times 10 plus 121, right? Okay. What is 121 times 10?
well, to multiply stuff by 10, you just add a 0.
That's right. 1210. Do you know what number that is?
Well, that's 1,210.
Okay, very good. And now, okay, for you, the tricky one. 121 times 1.
121.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So if I had 121 laying around, how much would I have?
120.
121. Okay, now let's just add these together. 1,210 plus 121 is?
1331.
1331. That's it. Hey, wait a minute. They said Jupiter was about 1,300 times the size of Earth. Its volume.
They were only 31 off.
Yeah, it's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's just approximating a little bit, saying it's about 11 Earths. So hey, whoa. So that's where that came from. That's where that number 1,300 came from. Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
Hey, bring Jupiter back in here. Bring the Earth back in here. Okay, so there we go. Now this isn't quite right. Actually, our Jupiter is a little bit smaller. This is only about 9 times the size of this across. You can only fit about 9 of these across. But it's pretty close. And would you guess about 1,300 of these little balls would be the same size as that ball?
Maybe.
Maybe. It's hard to tell, actually.
You can probably buy them.
Well, yeah. Let's not do that. We don't need 1,300 little Earths laying around our house. Do you remember the other funny thing they said last night about Saturn?
It can float.
If you put Saturn in your bathtub, it would float. But you know what the problem would be?
The Saturn's just way too large.
Yeah, Saturn's bigger than our bathtub, so I don't think we could do that. Anyway, but maybe someday if we get a really big bathtub.
Yeah. Or if we just happen to know any giants.
Yeah, if we happen to know any giants who happen to be carrying Saturn around with them. All right, good job, guys. High five.